following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence. Live now. Yes, so again, for the people listening, this is... River has just arrived back from her second visit to Brother. You've got the letters, and we're concurrent with timeline. His ceremony would have just been. Actually, I'll set it so that she hasn't quite arrived right back just yet.
Okay.
But she will be back very soon.
Oh, hang on. I need to make a perception check.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Did I just hear a 50 cal?
Gun listening 20. Oh, you bastard.
Yes, I'm gonna hit you, right?
That's, you know what would have been perhaps slightly better if we'd have just been in the middle of talking and then you'd just been like, oh wait, what? Did you just hear a 50 cal? Okay. Yeah, it still works.
Right.
So Dr. whatever the fuck his name is, looks over and goes, I thought I heard something. And then goes back to work. His name is Jacob Jones. That was it, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering which doctor, because there are, like, a few of them.
He's the virologist who's kind of doesn't want to be there.
Yes.
I also would like some of the appropriate sciences rolls out of you just to sort of determine how you've been contributing. Also, because I know you like rolling dice.
I do, yeah.
It's your whole world.
So, do you want, like, a couple of different ones?
Give me each one. And, like, announce which ones they are. And I will totally record this information, because I care so deeply about every bit of minutia that is your responsibility to keep track of.
Yep.
I actually do care, because it's all about, like, how the virus is being tackled. It helps me make newspaper headlines.
Ooh, that is...
Even though,
it's really good.
To be clear to the listeners, there's no actual way you can solve it anytime before it is going to be solved, because this is entirely a busy work plotline because you cannot attend game sessions. Although your microphone is so clear, I have been considering putting a speaker on the table and trying that out.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Like, maybe for the next Light Brigade, I will give it a try. I don't really like distance playing, but you know. Matthew White is such a civic-minded, school-loving guy. Oh, I do need to tell you, and feel free to retcon this because I'm destroying your character or whatever, but there was the school comptroller there, part of shutting down the schools thing, and Alexander Hamilton was getting a bit lippy to him, and he asked him his name, and he said, Matthew Lied, and then the guy's like, well, you're expelled, Mr. Lied, so Matthew Lied's been expelled. If this destroys your character because of whatever reason, we can probably like reverse it quite easily. Just do like a little mission where you find out he's evil, and then his decisions will be overturned. So, you know, because I know your character really was involved in all of the school stuff.
Yes. Well, I mean, is the current... I mean, I haven't listened to that one. Is the current arc not, like, overturning that dude's decisions anyway? So, like...
Well,
is that not where it resolves?
It is, yeah. But, like, you might want to not have that. Because you weren't there at the table to go, fuck you, same team. Kind of treated you a bit like an NPC, so, like, did you want me to work in a thing before you're back to do that? Oh, God, the titles aren't the same. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, cool. And for those of you listening, the Light Brigade episode, High School Saving Hats, is now available on the Irregular Game Night YouTube channel. It's called High School Saving Hats, referring to the various roles you have to play, like, oh, I guess you're wearing the other hat. You know, that old trope. where sometimes they've even had different hats to put on in movies. That's what it is. Also, it's a pun on Alexander Hamilton's hat thing. Please don't scream at me.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, like, I assumed it was like, that's fine. It's not really same teaming. That's kind of an organic thing that would happen. And
I'm only bringing
this dude's decisions.
I'm only bringing this
right?
up because you weren't there, and it is your character. If you had been there and that had happened, and it still happened, I wouldn't be having this conversation because it's like, well, it happened at the table, and you were there, and you didn't speak up. So yeah.
No, that seems fine to me.
Okay, so yeah, back to your roles. And for those of you listening who are complaining about all the fucking around, that's what these are. That's wheel spinning the game.
It's almost like, and it's an excuse for us to, like, hang out a bit.
Yeah. I've got to figure out how to stream the same movie at the same time.
You can't, if you have the same file, because I've been doing this, if you have the same file, you can just, like, synchronize pressing play at the same time, and you'll be close enough.
Oh, yeah.
Or, there's also Netflix Party, which I use sometimes.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Yeah, that's fair, I don't blame you.
Okay, and your numbers.
Yeah, so for...
Oh, just one last interruption I have to do here to annoy people who are waiting for the numbers. No, I'm just kidding, go ahead.
For neurology, I got 30.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, right? I thought it was pretty good. Virology, 24.
Not so good. I mean, it's still good.
It's still pretty good. That's a specific knowledge. I don't know.
6 less than the other one.
The other one I haven't been a stat in. I don't know what to tell you. You want like a general medicine check?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I doing math when it's real simple? 33.
I don't know. I find in my old age I can't add 2 numbers together. So mind you, that's been a thing. Like, all through my role-playing life. It's like, oh, it's time to roll this thing. A 17 and 3. That's 20. Because right now, I'm not, like, in the clutch. Like...
Yeah.
And then I'm just staring at these 2 numbers who refuse to butt together and become 20 in my head. Because it's like, things rest on this. Everyone's looking at you. That's a, like the simplest math in the world. And I can't do it. Okay, so in the prime from the previous one, you have disproved the current theory along with your fellows, and everyone's pretty bummed and depressed about it because it looked like there might have been some promise there, but it turns out after your testing and continued research that it is unlikely that is the case. So you're all back to not having an avenue attack at all. Not exactly square one, but you know, that promising lead turned out to be Bupkis.
Oh, that thing where he was like, look at this amazing thing, and I was like, chill out, and he's like, get fucked. But
wait, that's how that went down, yeah. Oh, so what actually happened is he was right, and no, he was wrong. Your caution was warranted, and everyone else is like pretty depressed about it. The group still doesn't entirely understand why a teenage girl is part of the team now, but they're just like, shrug, whatever.
Yeah.
Anthony Smart, employee, you say. It's good enough for us. What are we going to say? No additional help, thank you. What kind of monster would that make me?
Yeah, especially when our team is 4 people.
But you guys have been, like, ducking excessively probing questions for a while.
Yeah.
Ree is, looking particularly despondent, like he's taking it pretty hard. He was hoping he'd be able to go back to the States soon, but of course, being an Asian American, he can't go back.
I heard an article when they were reading out the paper that the virus has like ramped up. Essentially, it's like hitting. It's hit India now. Is it still? Is it like?
It's not as in hits India. By that was the paper kind of like not quite understanding what was being told to them or misrepresenting it directly. But what it means is they have had some Indian Asian volunteers, like because Indians are also Asian. Like most people, even including myself, when you say Asian, I kind of think like the Chinese, Japanese, Korean style Asian, like Malay, not necessarily Indian. I tend to think of them as Indians, but technically speaking, but it's like they were testing. They wanted to test to see if it could jump to them, and it turns out it can. And those volunteers were infected. They were infected and immediately had the surgery to correct it, because this is just a if you didn't know better, you'd say this virus was designed to just drain resources and tie up neurosurgeons. Like, it seems to be like engineered to be correctable through a laborious, resource-intensive means. Yeah. Everyone agrees with that. They're like, yeah, someone's made this, and they've made it to deliberately be fixable. Because if you could make this, you could easily make it not fixable. You could do that. Yeah. You could do that. Whoever made this is like so good they could do that. And that your mother is very busy. Basically, like all the neurosurgeons who can possibly be got are basically being taxed to their limits on fixing people, and still not everyone can be got to. So now there's this whole like, who do you save? And right now it's like first presented order of people who have presented is the fairest way, but soon, you know, people are talking about lotteries or merit-based allocations of surgical things. Some people have had philosophical discussions around the lunch table here, which you can engage in if you wish at any time. There's some resentment building up towards the non-Asian world from Asians who are like, well, they're safe, so why would they care? They could easily do more surgeries. And like the response has been like these doctors, like if you stress them too hard, then they won't be able to make the fine, delicate surgical hand waving connect motions to do the thing. And they're like, oh, fuck, but one more a day. And it's like, yeah, but then the arguments have started.
Yeah. Well, it's exceptionally contagious, right?
Like, ridiculously so. As though it was created for a game by someone who didn't quite understand what airborne means.
Yeah. Well, no, so, like, where we are, it hasn't affected the local community. It's sort of just like...
No, not yet. There hasn't been a case locally.
So does it seem... So, like, did it mostly start in America and then...
It started in Hong Kong.
Ah, okay.
Which is why the major relief center is there.
Yeah. Okay.
This information will be available to you now. They're trying to keep most of the spread information away from the public.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we'll say it's lunchtime, and there's like cafeteria-style trays with people's food on it over the place, and they're just sort of picking at their food and like glancing at their science things.
Do you know if the testers have found earliest possible ancestor that could be affected?
No. I mean, they don't tell me this kind of thing. I'm just a runner. Says Kim, who I've decided is the one you've asked that question to, because it's funny. Nurse Cross will be like, oh, I hadn't heard anything like that. It's, It takes a bit of time for news to get all the way out here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just...
Is this about the Native American thing?
Well, the Native American thing was an avenue, maybe. I think isolating the specific genotype that is affected is probably the best angle to approach this from, since we don't seem to be getting any significant progress just attacking the brain.
Jones nods like you've had this conversation a dozen times, and he's broadly speaking on your side with it. Major Dozovic comes in with a couple of letters and passes them out. He's got some newspapers he passes out, mainly like the New Yorker and the Economist.
Not the Cold Rocks Post?
Well, sure, you can have a month-old copy of the Cold Rocks Post if you want.
Oh, I'm joking. It's a
I think I can actually send you that. Hang on. Because I keep most... I used to not keep them, but this season I've been keeping them. Because I didn't previously keep them because... oh yeah, I can give you the 13th of the 2nd, which is probably not quite a whole month old. What was in that one? That was Wednesday the 13th of February. Wishmaster defeated by villains, Soviet, remorseful, nerd murders happen. Oh crap. Yeah, I'll send you this. Hang on. Mail client. That way, you can read it, and everyone can have that experience of Ray's reading the thing again. It'll be not nostalgia. And then...
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, I've got nothing but Ray emails from Brendan in my fucking inbox.
Well, because he doesn't have a fucking phone, so he emails you as text.
There's Ray letters. It's all the way down here. I also am kind of a lazy cunt who I could just type your name in the field, but I prefer to just hit reply because it's easier and faster. You know, that kind of lazy shit that I am. I mean, like, I find the whole email thing to be annoying. It's I always kind of have. It's like having conversations with people, but I've got time to reconsider everything, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah, email etiquette really fucks me off. You have to like structure it with like your greeting, and then like generally, so like your structure is something like your first sentence has an exclamation point to show you're excited, and then your second sentence has like a bit of punctuation, probably like a break in the sentence or a comma to show you're serious, and your third sentence is like you wish them the best, and then you like line break and then put your name. Like, it's a fucking... Texting is so much easier, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to get my information to someone. I don't want to have to, like, fuck around with this extra shit.
Oh, wow. I just got 14-day trial of Dashlane Premium that I didn't ask for. Which is fine, because I use Dashlane. I use Dashlane. I don't have Surfshark, so I use Dashlane. Because I used to be with NordVPN, but they didn't have a password manager. And then I didn't have money when my resub came around, so I don't have a VPN at this exact moment. But I'm looking at Surfshark because they've kind of got this... They've got a decent reputation at the moment.
You need to use mine. I have extra devices.
Yeah, but I've got a house full of people who might want it too, so I might have to get one. And the newspaper is sent. You should have it.
Yeah, I got it.
No, I'm not going to edit all this out. You fucks!
Wishmaster defeated by villains. By Lycos Keldu.
I'll tell you what, I'll open it up too, and I'll share it with you. I'll read each other one. That way, I can experience what it's like to be Brendan.
The facts have finally been separated from the lies. The good news. Wishmaster has been defeated. The results of his evil work have been unned. The bad news? First off, everyone remembers the things he done as though they did, but our memories are contradicted by facts, such as security camera footage. The other bad news? The power core stopped him. With a clever trick, Team Hottie Spectra used her vast knowledge to figure out the trick, and recent hot villain target Soviet put the criminal on ice. What role did Chief Break Everything play? He scalped the body, of course. Why did the villains save us from their twisted wishes? Only time will prove them eviler. I forgot about that.
It's a legitimate Native American traditional practice. What are you? Okay. Soviet remorseful. Randallson. In a televised lesser medium interview, evil Soviet made a false pretense at being regretful of her evil intentional act. ... Our own, not even a whole ellipsis, you fucking hacks. Our own sources claim her act was unintended and was a result of stupidity, horrifying if true, and cause for greater concern.
Nerd Murders Happen by Eric Bressarius. Lately, weak, pathetic nerdlingers have proven video games cause violence by attacking and stealing out of nowhere. The link? Right before each crime they were on their computers, probably. Nerds use computers to play video games. The mother of one of these little monsters told Oyer reporter, no, he had just taken the trash out, and before that he was at school, trying to protect her bad parenting, but we know the truth, don't we? Parent Ling. But we know the truth, don't we? It's not a question.
Yeah. Oh, crap! By Ethan Williams. The crap have kicked it up a notch during the riots, where people showed their true violent selves over a flimsy excuse. Oh, geez, what was going on when I wrote this months ago, and it's still going on now? Deploying to support embattled police, they took down several rioting mutants, and even managed to drive off that white-haired woman with the glowing red fist. How is it that the crap suddenly got so good, although the collateral damage is up again? Oh, crap.
Pterodino Mutant Project canned by P. Busmett Smythe. How many times must we learn not to play God? No amount seems to be enough. It has been revealed that Pterodino scientists think they are gods and have created life. A twisted, perverse life where they made deliberately a mutant. This mutant thanked his creators by trying to take over the world, and had to be destroyed. For shame, science! We should lynch scientists on the streets and pile upon their broken ideology all the rage and ignorance felt by our own rage. Were their forms to match their hearts, they should not have substance enough to draw breath, and not the semblance of a person or beast indeed. So sad a form it be that no life could be drawn within.
Jesus fuck, William Shakespeare, calm the shit down. Yeah. Reporter disappears at Vegas WWE show. Jessica Prentice. Attempting to find evidence of any wrongdoing, reporter St. John Vargas has failed to report in. On Monday, this reporter speculated a secret government agent was undercover as a wrestle thought, and now an independent investigation has resulted in missing man. I, for one, have employed a bodyguard and will bring the strange goings-on to light. Some have speculated that the government agent Titanium has arrested Mr. Vargas to infringe on the rights of the press. Others have speculated that the agent and the reporter have been captured because this paper published the secret undercover identity of the government agent, endangering their lives and recklessly profiting off breaching national security. Who can say? Not a question.
So they did this, got away with it, and then did it again to Miranda?
To be fair, it was a different reporter. Very cool.
Chef Break Everything fights faggots. Elspeth Morgan. Chief Break Everything foiled a rug theft by Dr. Larcher's faggots atop my own roof. Further investigation, the rugs the faggots had taken were part of a collection of 4 tapestry-style woven rugs from ancient Tanis, and were valued at over $1 million a piece. Sadly, the Indian vigilante then took the rugs for himself, perhaps trying...
You've gone away. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry, folks. We're having a bit of a connectivity issue here. I'm just going to send the voice chat request again, and hopefully he will be right back in the chat.
I'm back.
There he is. Sorry, you disappeared right about when he took the rugs for himself.
Perhaps trying to use them as clues to determine how to fight crime further. Perhaps he will return him to the museum, or contact me for an interview here at the paper.
Drake and foreign princess disappear together, full stop. Lannis felt.
Like the foreign princess storyline.
Oh my, oh my. With sexual chocolate Anthony Smar all taken with his haughty Russian blonde snack, it seems love is in the air for all the spire. Maybe it's the phallic shape. Handsome Thomas Drake has stopped arriving at his workplace, and not long after, the mysterious slim thing we all suspect he is going out with now he has finally flicked that thought Miranda as he should have sooner. Could... God...
That's a sentence with no punctuation.
Could it be that he and the mysterious co-worker we assume is a foreign princess have gone off on a romantic vacation for Valentine's Day? What kind of sensuous beach sex are they engaged in now? Or are they entwined in each other's arms in front of a ski lodge fire, rolling around, glistening with sweat, panting and heaving together, getting hot in the snowy surroundings? Probably. And there's an advertisement on the back page that's just a big picture.
Oh, there's also the free press.
Oh, sure, you can have that too.
Are we reading this one as well?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna fill in that time sometime, that 2-hour runtime.
Yes. Wishmaster defeated by villains. Biff Cheatson. Dynamic but troubled would-be heroes, the Cold Rock's Power Core, flew in to the rescue as the super mutant known as the Wishmaster perverted the wishes of hopeful and desperate poor people yearning for some control in their lives. The sudden power caused some rioting, and the disappointment at losing the power caused more, as people who suddenly have the ability to strike back at their perceived oppressors went mad with power, as people are wont to do. But there was a hero to save us, in the form of Soviet, who trapped the evil Wishmaster in a giant statue of herself, allowing her team to kill the supervillain, ending the tyranny of random unearned power. Some people have an issue with Soviet, what with her unfortunate misuse of a supervillain's machine, but acts like this can pave a road to redemption. Only time will tell.
Archaeologists convention to host the Battle of Ages. Kathy Baxter. As many already know, the adulation of competition usually goes to the fit and athletic sportsmen and women. The less physical members of society have decided they have just as much to offer. At the upcoming pop culture celebration Archaeologists Convention, local business owner Lyle Lowell plans to host Thunderdome. I know, can't we just get beyond Thunderdome? A brash, multi-event competitive tournament for, of all things, video games. To many people, video games are that thing their kids play on the television. It beeps and bloops, and it seems a bit silly to some. But this new form of entertainment has kicked off in a big way. Many self-proclaimed gamers already play with and against each other, while no one is claiming the feats one can perform in the games are just like the gamers performing them themselves, which is a common misconception that they always bring up on TV news media in order to denigrate video gaming as an actual sport. The hand-eye coordination, tactics, and skill needed to be a winner can be objectively measured. It seems natural to Mr. Lowell to therefore have a competition to determine who is the best of these new digital athletes.
Well, yeah, it's funny to me that, like, to aside for a bit, that, like, there's
what,
this,
in
like,
this? No!
Yeah, this pushback against video games, and they use the, like, if you kill people in the games, it's like training you to kill people in real life. But, like, there are actual, like, real issues with particularly young people playing video games, young men mostly, and that because of the way they're designed, so that even when you fail, they're typically fun and enjoyable. They don't encourage people to sort of like have delayed gratification. They sort of predict.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.